Hi everyone, my name is Ghibli, and today I'm excited to introduce you to the Boomslang Mk.3 Compact. This is a fully 3D printed impact grenade for airsoft, designed from the ground up for simplicity, performance and reusability in mind. Let's get started. So this is the final version of a very long journey, as it took me almost 17 iterations to get right here where I wanted. The Boomslang is printed entirely in 3D, in pre-LA Plus to be exact, except for a few metal parts such as springs, screws and the actual firing pin. It works using .209 primers, which detonate on impact with hard surfaces. The Boomslang uses .209 primers, which detonate on impact with the ground or hard surfaces. As you can see, the base of the grenade features 6 exhaust ports, so the blast is evenly spread in all directions. It is great for close quarters and woodland games, and it even works well especially on grass, depending by how you calibrate it. So let's talk about the assembly. Once all the parts have been 3D printed, you'll just need a few more components. A trimmed AEG spring with a length of 55 millimeters, 3 screws, one M5 by 50, one M3 by 25, and one M3, I'm suggesting by 10 or by 15, which will have to be shorted and sharpened using a Dremel up to about 9 millimeters. So for the first part of the assembly, we're going to prepare the head block. So we'll grab our M5 by 50 screw and our head block. In this case, it's gonna have a latch for one of the sides, and you're gonna have to screw it in from the opposite side. It's gonna look like this. Please note that this screw has been set inside with the aid of a soldering iron. This is very important, as it mustn't protrude more than 2 millimeters above the edge of the head block. One more thing is you'll have to either etch or mark with a marker the side where the actual latch is going to be. This is very important for the calibration and the sensibility of the grenade. So now we're going to take our head block assembly and I'm going to put inside the piece we just assembled. Now we grab our AEG spring and paying attention by where the actual slanted surface is, we're going to put the sharp side of the spring, the pointy side, in the deepest part, like this. With the aid of a screwdriver, we're going to keep the screw assembly firmly in place. We're going to compress the spring and we're going to twist the bottom block of the striking assembly. If it's a bit too hard, because it might be as soon as you've printed it, I recommend using either a pair of pliers or a drill. Okay, so now that you've screwed it all the way in, it's time to set the sensibility of the fuse. You'll notice that this bottom block has an arrow. We're gonna have to align in opposite directions the latch, the little mark that we've made on the head block with the arrow. Perfect. This is how it should look. So you will see that there's a, the latch side is pointing towards the recessed part of the head assembly. And now we're going to test the striking system and the sensibility of the fuse. So to actually test it, we're going to compress the spring and move the latch onto the slanted part, like this. A very important thing that I want to point out is that due to the nature of plastic, plastic edges may actually require slight natural wear from repeated use in order to ensure reliable detonation on softer surfaces. In this case, this is my personal one, so it has been used a lot during testing, and actual field play, and it detonates quite well, as you can see. Maybe a bit too well. And this is why I recommend testing your fuse a lot of times before actually putting in a live 209 primer. In order to slightly adjust the sensitivity of the fuse, we're going to have to rotate clockwise or counterclockwise the bottom part, so the whole screw assembly. In this way, the actual torsion of the spring, as it is blocked by the bottom part right here, it's gonna allow for an easier release of the latch or a harder one. So this was the hard part. Now it's time for the easy one. We're gonna have to pick up our lever. We're gonna put it right on top. You see there's gonna be a shorter side with the seating for the screw. We're gonna grab our M3 by 25 screw and we're just gonna screw it all the way. Note that I have already installed a pen spring. This is already specified in instructions. It's pretty important as it doesn't allow the lever to close and block the latch after being thrown. Perfect. So now, just to be sure, we're gonna test the fuse mechanism again. So we're gonna compress the spring, fix the latch, we're gonna close the lever down. We're gonna put our cotter pin in, which is gonna function as our safety. So now when I remove the cotter pin, I let the lever go. The headlock is now free to actually detach and detonate the grenade. So this is going to be the most important part of the assembly, which is going to be the striker. First things first, we're going to have to shorten and sharpen the flat head M3 screw to a total length of 9 millimeters from the bottom of the head to the point. Once you got all your components, we're just going to have to put our M3 nut inside of its slot. We're going to take our washer. We're just going to screw our firing pin in. Once everything is ready, we're gonna grab our percussor. We're gonna put it inside the largest slot of the body. We're gonna grab our head assembly and we're gonna screw it in. And our base. And there you go. So every Boomslang is reusable as long as its parts aren't damaged, and you can replace or repair anything easily and affordably. Of course, always test and adjust the sensitivity before gameplay. If it's set too high, it may detonate before being thrown, so safety first. If you want to print your own, the STL files and the full assembly guide are available on Cults3D. And thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think of this grenade in the comments, and see you in the field.